Hello, my dear students. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about conditionals. What are the conditionals? And so the conditionals are the heart of life. Yes? No. Okay. So let's continue about our lesson. The conditionals. To note that use it to talk about real or unreal situations, sometimes called if clauses. Yes, real conditional describes real life situations. Unreal conditional describes unreal imaginary situations. General structure: a conditional sentence is composed of two parts. If clause plus main clause. In the, for example, if it rains tomorrow, we will not come. Yes, if clause is the sentence which we will use with the word if. Yeah, if clause. If it rains tomorrow, we will not come. It's the main clause, the next part of that. There are four basic conditionals that we use in English: zero conditional, first conditional, and second conditional, and the third conditional. There are some more conditionals formed by mixing some of these four. There are some more conditionals formed by mixing some of these four. Yes. Then zero conditional is a certainty. For example, present simple and the present tense. Yes. If you heat water to 100 Celsius, it boils. Yeah. If you pour oil into water, it flows. In the first part of the sentence, you'll use also present tense. In the second part of the sentence, you'll use the present tense. In the second exercises, in the second sentence, you will also use in the first part you'll use the present tense. In the second part, also you'll use the present tense. So first conditional, a real possibility in the future. Yes, for example, present tense and the future tense. If I feel sick, I will not go to school. If it rains tomorrow, the match will be cancelled. First conditional, it's a real possibility in the future. Яғни бірінші first conditional, яғни ол келер шақта мүмкін болатын іс-әрекеттерді. Яғни if I feel sick, I will not go to school. Егер мен ауырып қалатын болсам, мен мектепке бармаймын, иә? I will not go to school. If it rains tomorrow, the match will be cancelled. If I feel sick, I will not go to school. Then let's continue. So, if it rains tomorrow, the match will be cancelled. The next one is another examples. If I study hard, there is good chance I will get an A in this exam. Егер мен сабақты қатты жақсы оқитын болсам, иә, яғни жоғары шанстар бар. Яғни мен экзаменнің A деген, яғни 5 деген баға, ең жоғары бағаны алады деген шанс бар. Яғни олар реальный ситуацияға арналған. Яғни нақты олай жасайтын болсаң, сондай болады деген сияқты. Яғни if you leave now, you can get the last train. If you don't leave now, you will have to walk home. If Dave calls again, tell him I am out. If you finish this today, we will not have to do it next week. Then your turn. Think what things you can say with the word if, similar to the sentence on the last side. Remember, for example, if I go to school, I will get the best the knowledge, the best knowledge from this school. Try to write your sentence and share with your friend or read them out loud. Okay, it's the home task also. Also, exercise is 1. If you don't come home, you'll miss the show, yeah? You'll buy, яғни сен келмейтін болсаң, егер сен келмейтін болсаң, сен шоуды өткізіп аласың. John will buy a car if he gets a job. Яғни John машина сатып алады, егер ол жұмысқа тұратын болса, иә, егер оның жұмысы болса, ол машина сатып ала алады. Mary gets a toothache if she eats too many sweets. Яғни оның Mary'дің тісі ауырады, егер ол көп тәттілер жейтін болса. Second conditional, imaginary present or unlikely future. Past tense and a would plus infinitive. If you were a bird, we would fly across the harbor. If I had $200,000 now, I would buy a car. If you were a bird, you would fly across the harbor. If I had 200,000 now, I would buy a car. Яғни, егер мен құс болатын болса, мен мына жерлерден үлкен жаңағы үйдің үстінен, төбеден жүріп өтіп ұша алатын едім, иә? Яғни ол мүмкін емес нәрсе. Егер мен $200,000 ұтып алатын болса, онда мен машина алатын едім. Яғни ол белгісіз ғой, ол ұтып ала ма, ұтып ала ма, ұтып алмай ма деген сияқты. Another example, if I saved all my money, I could buy that new digital camera by the end of the month. If I finish my work early today, I will be home in time for the football. I will beat the rush hour traffic if I left now. Wouldn't you be too upset if you didn't see the movie this weekend? Егер мен ақшамды сақтайтын болсам, мен жаңа камераның түрін алатын боламын, яғни айдың соңына қарай, иә? I finish it, егер ол сақтайтын болсам, егер мен ақшамды сақтай алмайтын болсам, мен камера сата алмаймын деген сияқты. If I finished my work early today, I will be home in time for the football. Means that have a go. This is more difficult because it's imagining rather than happening. By using these words, you're using your imagination to look into the future. By changing something in the present. Try to write two things with when would. Okay. Third conditional, it's the imaginary past perfect tense. For example, would plus present perfect form, yeah? If I had enough money, I would have bought the camera yesterday. Яғни, өткен шақтағы болжамда, иә? If I had, егер мен ақшам жеткілікті болғанда, мен кеше камера сатып ала алатын едім. I would have bought the camera yesterday. Егер менің ақшам болған кезде, мен камера сатып ала алатын едім, иә? Ол өткен шақ біріншіден, ол орындалмайды, иә? If I had come home early, I would not have missed the program. Егер мен үйге ерте келген кезінде, мен программаны I will not have missed the program. Программадан шектеліп қалмайтын едім деген сияқты. If I had known that I wouldn't have bought the thing in the first place, if I had done that yesterday, you will not be moaning about it today. If you had looked through this paperwork last month, we couldn't have cleared this mess up by now, could we? Яғни біз бұны кеше жасаған кезде біз бұны бүгін істеп жатпайтын едік, иә? Try to think of some examples. This is much more difficult because it isn't all imaginary. It is imaginary in hindsight, and that's in the past, trying to change something that is too late to change, normally with regret. Yeah, try to think of one of the two examples and share with a friend, or read them out loud. Remember, if I had money, then I would have buy new pocket. Yeah, for example. Exercise 2. If I were 4 years old, I would learn to play the piano. If I had not failed in the examination, my mother would have bought me a new computer. We would have finished it if you had better preparation. And the third, second mixed conditional. If plus past perfect, and the would base form. For example, if you had taken the course, you would know about it. The conditions were not met because the person didn't do the course and as a result doesn't know about it now. About the mixed condition, if plus past simple plus would have plus participle. For example, if I could speak English, I wouldn't have needed to get the lead translated. This means that I couldn't speak English. Then when I needed to translate and I still can. Inversions. If you see John, ask him to come and see me. Should you see John, ask him to come and see me. If I were an airplane, I could fly in the sky. Were I an airplane, I could fly in the sky, yeah? Where may replace if an inversion. Type 3, if I had come home early, I wouldn't have missed the program. Had I come home early, I would not have missed the program. That may replace if an inversion, yeah? If not, unless. You'll be unhappy unless you break up with her. You will be unhappy unless you break up with her. You will be unhappy if you don't break up with her. I wouldn't ask you out unless you told me it was okay. I wouldn't ask you out if you told me it was not okay. They wouldn't have come over unless we'd invited them. They wouldn't have come over if you had not invited them. Whether and if. Grammar and spelling tips. When both choices are given, we generally use whether rather than if. I don't know whether she's coming or not. It will be possible to use if here, but less common. Before an infinitive with to, we use whether. I don't know whether to accept the offer or not. It will not be used here. You can use whether after preposition. It's a question or whether you can agree on everything. It will not be used here. Also, both whether and if can be used in indirect speech to introduce a yes or no question. Did they say whether if they were going to be late? After some verbs use whether, I doubt whether they may it. We discussed whether it was the correct decision. Which clause? Which I working, but I'm not, yeah? The third type is I wish she had left last night, but she didn't. If only, if only I were you. If only he were born in the USA. He was not born in the USA. If only she had left last night. Also, linking words used instead of if. As if, as though. They didn't say anything, but it seems as if they will come for dinner. The problem was very easy, but it seemed as if, and he couldn't solve it. He orders me as if I will solve it. Even if also, I will wear my red shirt even if you don't like the idea. Even if you take a taxi, you'll miss your train. In case of, take an umbrella in case it rains. I'll buy 2 bottles of wine in case one is not enough. In case of burglary, don't touch anything and call the police immediately. As long as providing that. You can stay here as long as you keep quiet. Providing that the bills are paid, tenants will not be evicted. What if there are jellyfish? You won't want to swim and see them. What if you have slipped, you would have fallen right down the cliff? There would have been nothing to save you also. Then, assuming that also, assuming that the journey is likely to take a full day, we may accept him any minute. Yeah, we would love to come and see you on Saturday, supposing I don't have to walk that day. But for also, if we are not for the rain, we'll go to Sheti, yeah? But for the rain, we will go to Sheti. If it had not been for the traffic jam, we will have arrived on time. But for the traffic jam, we would have arrived on time. Otherwise, also, he must be quite intelligent, otherwise he will not have got into university. Only if you enjoy walking on the ocean floor, should you come to our summer camp. Conclusion, we have talked about types of conditionals with examples, yes, omitting if from the sentence, mixed conditionals with examples, and with which clause with examples, and the other conditionals. So the end. So thank you very much for attention. Goodbye.